Hey, what's up guys, it's Aptrix here. Today we'll be taking a look at a brand new Windows emulator for Android known as Vectras, which can emulate Windows all the way from Windows 95 to Windows 10. I can just tap on the Windows button and immediately you will be able to see the entire Windows 7 start section open on my Android device. Unlike the emulators like Mobox etc, which are Wine based, this is instead QEMU based. I'll be talking more about it later on in today's video, including setup, minimum requirements and much more. So before starting, if you guys are new here, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notification as I upload similar videos on my channel. With that being said, let's get started. Let's start by talking about the name of this emulator. It is known as Vectras VM Android. It is available on its official GitHub page. It is a virtual machine app for Android which is based on QEMU. It has the capability to run ReactOS, XP, Windows 7, Kali Linux and even Windows 10 in its latest version. Anyways, here are the minimum system requirements mentioned by the developer himself. Android version 5 or above, 3 GB of RAM, 8 cores, Snapdragon 450 at least, and a cell phone obviously. And there is a GigaChat picture, so you gotta be a GigaChat if you want to emulate Windows with the help of Vectras emulator. Anyways, let's scroll down to the recommended system requirements, where if you want good FPS you'll need to get these minimum requirements: Android 11 or above, 8 GB of RAM, 4 GB should be free RAM, 8 core Snapdragon 720G processor or better. Vectras emulator is currently closed source, though the developer has provided previous open source code. Currently they are working on rebasing the project, and don't be mistaken guys, this emulator is still in its alpha stages. It doesn't work even on an Android 14 device, so lot more to come in its upcoming updates, which I'll be definitely covering on my channel. With that being said, let's move forward towards the setup, base settings and tests. So right here, as you guys can see, I have added the Vectras version 2.7. This build was released I guess about a month ago. The latest build is 2.8, but it is currently in beta stages and it is not recommended by the developers to try it out. It is Vectras 2.8 version. Anyways, once the emulator opens, you will see an UI similar to this. When you open it for the first time, there will be an sign in or sign up option. You just have to tap on the guest mode option and then we would be all set. Now if you just go ahead and tap on this button, then you will be able to see lot of operating systems that are supported by Vectras. For example, Windows 1.0, Windows 95, Windows 98, x86 as well as x64 builds are present. It is also capable of running Android, which is very surprising. Not just that, but if you go to the Apple section, you will be able to see macOS X 10.4 as well as macOS X 10.5 are also present. In terms of Linux, you get ReactOS, you also get Kali Linux etc. In terms of other OS, you can check it out right here. Anyways, for today's video, we'll be mainly focusing on Windows. You'll be able to see that Windows 10 is present, Windows 8 is also present, which is what we'll be trying to run in our today's video because I'm really interested in it. To get started, you'll just have to tap on the import button and make sure to import Windows 8 on the Vectras emulator. Once it starts importing, you will be able to see an loading like this. You just have to wait for a few minutes until it has been successfully imported. Basically, you'll need good amount of storage according to the Windows version which you will try to emulate. Windows x86 is best supported. If you try out Windows x64, then you might face some crashing issues. If you try this emulator on Android 14 device, then it is completely no go. You shouldn't even waste your time because whenever it will try to launch itself, you will get an white screen. Anyways, once it has finished importing, you will be able to see an UI similar to this. Now what we'll need to do is apply the best settings, or at least some of the settings which I was able to figure out. So if we just head on over to the QEMU section, you will get a lot of options which we can use to customize the CPU model. Choose the CPU model according to the presets which are present here. We can choose Celeron, Core 2 Duo, Intel i7 9th generation, Intel Xeon, Intel Core processor etc. Even AMD Opteron processors are available. For today's video, we'll go with Intel Core 2 Duo. Afterwards, you can also set CPU cores. For example, you can go all the way up to 6 cores. I recommend you guys to keep it at 2 to 3 core depending on your device specification. Also make sure to turn on custom memory and set the memory size to somewhat higher according to the Windows platform which you'll try to emulate. We'll set it around 2 GB, and once that has been done, I'll head back. Then other settings are as follows. So you can go to the main settings where it will just check for software updates. In terms of interface, you only get night mode. In terms of VNC UI, you can enable external VNC, but we won't be doing that. Let's just go back and tap on Windows 8, and now we'll be trying to emulate Windows 8 on our Android devices. As you guys can see, it is saying booting from hard disk. Now it will take around 2 to 3 minutes for an operating system to start on your Android device, and there we go guys, we have the Windows logo. Now I haven't done any testing on Vectras emulator yet, for example testing Windows games on Android. I can think of doing that if this video reaches 250 likes, so be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notifications, as I'll be uploading more videos on this emulator in future. Well, while it's loading, obviously, as you guys know, Windows takes a lot of time to load. Let me explain some of the other features. So if you tap on the center option and then tap on this button, then it will provide you with an gaming layout. So obviously the developers are aware that you can use this emulator for gaming purposes as well. If you just go ahead and tap on this option, it will give you the desktop icons, the desktop layout, and there we go. Please wait, welcome. Now I had to pause the video for about 20 to 30 seconds because it was showing a black screen, and after the black screen was over, our Windows is about to start. So be patient, don't panic if you see a black screen, because it's all about waiting when you try opening Windows on a low-end Android device. This actually is my Xiaomi 11T Pro with Snapdragon 888 processor, so it's not a low-end Android device, but most of the time you'll have to wait until the emulator starts. And there we go guys, Windows 8 has successfully started on our Android device, and this build of Windows 8 isn't properly loaded. That's why we aren't seeing any Chrome or Firefox in it, unlike the Windows 7 build which I tried out and showcased to you guys earlier. And at the bottom you'll be able to see it says Windows 8 and the build number. So yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult to see how well does these emulators actually work on Android, but I would be most interested to try out Windows 10 on this emulator. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see that video as well. It will be coming pretty soon. Till then, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.